Going on, world? My name is Mateo. Welcome to Passing the Baton, my channel on YouTube. So today, I want to talk to you all about how to easily transition without being bothered by other people. And it's fairly simple. You just have to be strong enough and ready to do it, but here's how. Very simply, cut them the fuck off. Anyone who isn't going to support you in your endeavors as far as your transition is concerned, they gotta go. I understand that, a lot of you may be faced with the challenge of longtime coworkers, partners, family members, even people who you feel are irreplaceable in your life. Well, here's the thing. I'm not suggesting that you replace anybody. What I'm suggesting is that you reward yourself with a peace of mind and understand that the things that you're going through as far as your transition and the things that are happening in your mind and maybe even in your life due to the fact that you want to transition or due to the fact that you're already transitioning or have thoughts about it has nothing to do with anyone else, and nobody can help or save you but yourself. So with that being said, I'm just trying to pretty much help you get to that point without going through the things that I had to go through to realize that. Some of us are here sharing our experience not to hear ourselves talk, but mostly to educate other people because this shit is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having an amazing time with this. Mostly because this is just what I know, is for me. What I've always known it to be. So, my advice to you is to say fuck them, cut them off. Not everyone can go with you on this journey, and if they happen to be a family member, when I say cut them off, just understand that there are levels to that. So, in any extent, it depends on your life. For me, there's levels. My family comes first, and then anything after that. I come first, obviously, because if I can't be who I am, then I can't be who I need to be within the setting of my family, nor to my family, the man that I want to be for and within my family. So I have to make sure that I'm good first, and so that's coming in here first. So I come in here first, and this is where my God is, where my spirituality lies. So this is it for me, and then outward is my family. And then after that, it's, who I socialize with. So obviously, I always include my spouse or the person that I'm dating as my family. So I don't separate the two. So, but they're included in that. And then, it's close friends and people I work with and stuff like that. So on those different levels, there are specific ways that you can kind of move people around, shift their categories. Sometimes we have people who are labeled as our cousins or our father even or our mother even, and they're not going to be okay with what you want to do as far as transitioning. A lot of it has to do with them themselves. It really, technically, 99% of the time when they're against it, has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them, because what we also have to realize is the people that are transitioning, we are changing our entire being. And a lot of people have learned and grown to trust that being. And I'm not saying that that's your burden to take, but to just be kind and understanding of other people as you want them to be for you. Just to understand that, this person that you, even though you internally did not want to have that external view of yourself, nor did you want other people to experience that, unfortunately, that is what it was. So even though internally you had your own ideas of who you are, who you want to be, who you aspire to be, and who you kind of perpetrate yourself to be, on the outside, everyone else kind of got this other view of you. So your branding was different. And that's okay. When you come to the realization that that's as simple as it is, you start to understand that that's just what it is. it's not that anyone has a personal vendetta against you. I'm not saying that people won't. As you transition, maybe people will. But that's their thing. Right here, right now, what we're talking about is how to deal with people who are so-called against or shunning your right to feel and be who you are naturally. I personally feel like if this was something that God didn't want us to do, which is what people will try to pound into your head, he wouldn't have made the technology nor the science nor any of this possible. Before we landed here on this earth, before you were birthed, before however you feel like you got here, this shit was already here. So what I'm saying is, if he didn't want us to use it for what we're using it for, he would not have created it. You see, the brain is what he's blessed us with. So the fact that it can do infinite things, there's no way that anybody on this earth walking with me, ahead of me, behind me, can tell me anything other than what I actually believe. And so with that being said, you just make it work. Um, so it's as simple as that. It's as simple as humans just having different experiences in life and coming to their own conclusions as to how they feel about something. And it's always based on what they're taught or what they see or what they experience. So with that being said, especially your parents and grandparents, they're a lot older than us, and they come from times where society was scared into a lot of different things. There was a lot of information being withheld from the citizens, and so when things happened back then, they panic. So a lot of our ancestors, a lot of our grandparents, and a lot of our parents have a lot of trauma from those times, being children in those times, or being adults, or being young adults in those times, and having to fret and kind of worry. The times that we live in now, the things that we fret and worry about are completely different, or they're not the same, or they're not to the same extent. The things that they worried about, we kind of laugh at nowadays. Not to say it's right or wrong, but it's just to show kind of the difference in mentality. So when you put that into perspective, you have to kind of understand that they come from an era where they're all about, not all about it, but they're used to a panic or a drama, or anything that surfaces that is new seems like it's a poison. It's something that's being done to the population to kind of deter the bigger picture here. And in most cases, I can honestly see how that is a thing. Human nature, you know what I mean? If I lived back in those times, the 20s, 30s, 40s, there was so much going on, slave trades, all kinds of different revolutionary wars, and just all kinds of just chaotic things. So yeah, if you grow up in a time where it's just chaos at any given moment, and you really don't know what to expect or what to do or where to turn, then yes, obviously you're going to grow up with some traumatic experiences, to where when that comes about in your adult life, you're going to be looking for the drama to follow after. So yeah, our parents and our grandparents are used to the man and woman, and the just male and female, that very systematic kind of setting where in the home, and you have to get married, and you have to do this, and everything is very structured, and this and that and that. Understandable, as time evolves, so do civilizations and cultures. So you have tons of people who are just kind of like, there's a group of us who are born to lead, and then there's a group of us who feel like we're leaders, but we lead what we choose, and then we follow everything else because it's easier. But there's a core group of us who are just natural born leaders, who are just like, I'm gonna do this. And so with every aspect in their life, they choose to just do what feels right to them, what makes more sense to them. And then there's the other people who are the larger groups, who decide to break off in chunks and follow this person's idea or that person's idea. But it's hardly ever an individual idea where everyone just sort of kind of matches. And that I feel like that is possible, but everyone has to be on the same thinking plane for that to even be a thing. Because that is not a thing, and that's the way society is currently, that's why there's so much chaos. When something new happens, everyone's kind of like, who's going to be the first to be right about whether or not it's a good thing for society or a bad thing for society? Well, when it comes to transitioning, it's not about being a good or a bad thing for society. It's just about it being a thing. It's a thing. And from what I can see so far, the people that are doing it are not harming anyone. They're the ones being harmed. So when you look at it in an aspect like that, it's kind of like, okay, it's understandable why society would go a little bit nuts over something new. People are removing body parts, replacing them, switching them around, and just changing their appearance. Yes, that's scary. That is very scary when you think about it. That's why I didn't want to do it at first. I was afraid for my own life. I was afraid of how any and everyone would treat me, even my own family. I wasn't sure. That's scary. You're somebody else your entire life. I didn't know what the testosterone was going to do to me. Yeah, I know what testosterone is, but obviously I don't know what effect it's going to have on my body. So yeah, I was afraid that I was going to morph into some weird fucking thing and not be who I actually pictured myself as my entire life. Thankfully, as you can see, I'm still a person, and I love my changes. But yeah, so be kind, but mostly be kind to yourself. Be kind to others in the sense that understand that we all come from different walks of life and understand that our experiences here on this earth, even though, you can be sitting wherever you're sitting and, you can see something in the background that resonates with you and feel like we have a connection. That could be a thing, but also just understand that that's only that one thing. There are many things that happened before you saw this video and before you felt that you connected with me that has happened to me that maybe you can't connect with at all. And so when I educate you on those things, and now you're more knowledgeable about the different experiences that are out there in the world, you're not so ignorant to it. And that's what this is all about. It's all about not being ignorant to other people's experiences within the world. So, transgender people, we are normal people. Don't allow people to make you feel any less of a human or person or worthy than you are. You are who you are, and you know exactly who you are. So go after what you want and do what you want, because when we are doing what we want as who we are, like, not as in rebellious people, no, as in righteous people doing things that are naturally, genuinely making us happy, we're raising the vibrations on the entire earth. Okay? Everyone talks about positive vibes and vibes. You people don't even realize how much that shit really affects you. Your vibe is everything. You need to protect your vibe. So if your vibes are low as fuck because you want to transition, my friend, get your ass up and go transition. Be the man or the fucking woman that you've always wanted to be. It is about your ultimate happiness. Love is happiness. When you are happy, you can love yourself within and throughout the entire existence of you. The bad times are even good. The good times are even better. I'm telling you, trust me, when you get to that point in your life, the bad times are nothing more than lessons. Like you can identify them as soon as they try to even fucking step foot into your path. You identify them, and sometimes you open that fucking door and you let them in so that they can quickly move through and you can continue with life. That's how great this is. And I'm telling you that because I know what it feels like to talk yourself out of it. I've done it 2 and 3 times. I started at the age of 9. I talked myself out of it. I talked myself out of it again when I came out as a lesbian stud. There's only but so much talking out of it you can do. You talk yourself to a point where you start to think of what is the point of your existence here, and that's not a good feeling. It's not I don't wish that on anybody. I would love for everyone to know their position in life, their power, their reasoning. You know what I'm saying? It's we're all here for a reason. Trust me when I say it. And it's not always to be the bad guy or to teach someone a lesson or to be, to get the shitty end of the stick. That's not always your purpose. Sometimes that's just your karma. We're not all saints here, but we're not devils either. So, that being said, get your ass up. Go transition today. If you've been thinking about it, just go do it. Take the first step. Google it. Look up top surgery. Look up bottom surgery. Google what you're interested in and see what comes up. And if nothing comes up, then start going to the trans people that you do see on social media, the advocates or the people that are just willingly out there giving information, and start asking them, do you know where I can find this information? Don't be disrespectful. Some people are very private, so understand that. And I understand that you're curious, but put yourself in those people's shoes and just say for a moment, hey, would I like this person asking me this? 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't. But that's here nor there. The point of all of this is, listen, you don't let anyone stop you or deter you from doing what is truly good for you. If it's going to make your heart pump, you fucking do that. Anything that makes your heart stop, I don't recommend. Because I believe that we all deserve life, We all deserve to have a great, fulfilling life. And we all deserve to feel like we have a purpose. And sometimes transitioning shows you your purpose. If it's truly what you want to do, and even if you're not transitioning and you're watching this video right now, and you're just going through a transition within your life, the message still applies to you. Do it, whatever it is. Whatever is gnawing at your brain or nagging at you, and your ego or your inner self or something keeps trying to say, you can't do it, you can't do it. Go fucking do that. I'm telling you. Because I can't explain the science to that part of it, but there's a part of you that wants you to keep striving for whatever reason instead of just grasping or understanding that you've already grasped, and to just kind of indulge. For whatever reason, we keep feeling like we have to keep reaching, when a lot of the times the things that we're reaching for, we actually have it. It's on us. It's within our grasp, and all we have to do is actually indulge and just enjoy. And sometimes we just miss it. So I'm trying to expand the brain, open the mind a little bit, so that you can kind of see what's around you right now that is supporting exactly what you want, what you're asking for. Sometimes it appears to be a negative force or a negative person. Well, it's because you need something to push you. When you're not moving and you keep asking the universe, God, which he created the universe. So for those of you who revert to him as a universe, I'm going to say God. So when you're asking and praying and you keep trying to manifest, that's the power of God. That's who you're speaking to, whether you believe in him or not. He created all this. So, and he hears all of us. You don't have to get on your knees every day and pray. He still is listening. It just benefits you when you do it. It's a better connection. It's a stronger connection. But as far as hearing you, yeah. So when you keep putting that out into the universe, that's why bad things keep happening to you. That's why you crashed this morning. That's why this and that. To deter you from the path that you keep steadily placing yourself on, because you're punishing yourself due to what everyone else keeps telling you not to do. Stop. Get off that path and get on the one that the little brain in the back of your head, which is just a collection of everybody else's voice telling you all of their fears. It is programmed itself as a little voice in the back of your head to tell you and remind you of all the things that they don't want you to do, because they're afraid. They're afraid for you when they don't even know why you want to do this. So in that retrospect, it's just like, dude, go do it. Go fucking do it. It's as simple as that. Go fucking do it. Do for you what's best for you. And good luck. I'll be back.